George out of Racine, Wisconsin. Had to feel pretty good to take it to the house. Tell us about that play and what you remembered about it before you even touched the ball.
I just know all week we practiced those returns, so I seen the hole and I just hit the hole. Thank you for my teammates helping me get there.
What do you look for? You always hear them say, you hear them often on the TV broadcast, you got to get by that first man right there initially. What do you look for when you decide to make that move on the first man? Does he decide which way you're going to go, or are you making up to decide where you want to go before you see him?
We kind of game plan for it, but once you get past the first level, it's kind of up to you to make the play now.
Coach, now you're playing wide receiver and kick return as well. Haven't been able to use you as much with a wide receiver, but I think that's going to be coming like that. Tell us about how your game is going from the receiver standpoint.
I feel like it's going pretty good. Just warming up. You just got to stay patient and wait your turn.
You're out of Racine, Wisconsin. You went to Horlick, Wisconsin High School. Tell us about your high school days and Coach Fletcher, how he influenced you as a player and maybe as a person, if he did.
He influenced me a lot. We ran a wing T in high school, actually. So.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah. So I was a running back in high school, and I was like one of the top rushers in the state. We ran like the wing T offense, so all we did was run the ball.
Yeah, you had rushed for over 1,700 yards in your career. That for a running back, that's a great wing T to have with that as well. Did you play on defense too?
For my sophomore year, I played a little defense, but as my senior year went on, I just stick to offense.
Did you play any other sports at Horlick or just football?
Yes, sir. I ran track and also played basketball.
So you're a three-sport athlete?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell us, were you a good basketball player?
I was a six man.
All right. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Now, Xavier was all state. We're going to get to him in basketball. Is he taking you one-on-one yet?
Nah, but we got to make that happen for sure.
Got to make that as well.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about this team, George. Last 2 weeks, 49 and 75 points. And this, you're getting it from the offense and the special teams. It's got to feel like you guys are going really in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. Once we play at our full potential, this is what we can do. So we just got to do that week in, week out.
So the first play of the game, getting a pick six, that sets a great tone for the rest of the game. And I had my hands on my head. I'm like, wow, he really just did that. I'm like, but we were so turned. Like I said, the coach in our DB room, linebackers, all the way to D-line, it's just a great feeling being out there with them guys. Whether if it's 1, 2s, 3s, we all click on all cylinders. So.
Well, you had a pick as well later in the game. Tell us about what you remember about the play and what you saw coming and how you snared it.
Yeah, so if you watch that clip, I made like 3 different checks. I was in the wrong call, and Coach Mack, he was like, he actually called the route out. And I'm like, I know it's coming because they hit me on it a few drives earlier. But quarterback, he was staring it down, and I just jumped it, trusting myself. So
Xavier Marquez, senior out of Norwich, Connecticut, he missed the rest of the season. He played in the opening game, had a good first game for us last year, and then you got injured. Tell us about the injury and the rehab process, what was involved with it.
Yeah, so the first day of fall camp of 2024 last year, I ended up tearing 4 ligaments in my ankle. It was obviously devastating, but it was also a blessing in disguise. I was able to play against Central Missouri. I did physical therapy up until that point, so that was week 3 at that time. And I had a decent game, but after that I decided to get surgery and lock in on the offseason to just get better, get healthy, and ball out this year.
Tell us about that time when you couldn't play. I don't know if you've ever had a significant injury like that before in your life. How did you deal with that? Because psychologically, that's tough for a guy who's played football his whole life.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm, it's pretty obvious it was depressing. But like I said, it was a blessing in disguise. I found out a lot about myself. I picked up new hobbies.
Like what?
I started a painting business. I became my own branch manager.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Right here in the area?
Yes, sir. From here all the way out into Lansing. I would go door to door, knocking on doors, trying to spread my business, had business cards, all types of stuff. So.
Are you still doing that, or did that just go away because football?
Yeah, it went away. I put it down, just to finish out this season and be totally locked in for my senior season. So, but
good for you, X. To take a situation like that and turn it into a positive, that's only going to help you down the road. You also had 6 tackles and 1.5 tackles for loss in the game. So you had some big hits. Overall, you had to be pleased with your game, I thought.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back before you got here. A couple of seasons at Monroe College. How did you first find out about Davenport? Who first contacted you, and what did you learn about it that made you eventually come over here?
So my guy, Coach Walker, he was very consistent reaching out to me. I remember the first day he texted me. I actually didn't respond, but he never gave up on me, and he said, "I'm going to get you." He told me on a phone call because I had other offers from other schools, of course. You know how the JUCO process is. I was just looking for a home, and at that point, God was telling me that Davenport is the place for me to be. I didn't even take a visit. I took a leap of faith, and now I'm in Michigan.
So you came here without ever setting foot on campus?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to that process, because I'm sure there's some people that said, "What do you mean you're going over there to Michigan? You've never been there." How did you deal with that? Because I'm sure some people said you're being a little hasty there.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people wanted me to stay back home in New England, whether if it was Massachusetts, Connecticut, where I'm from, Rhode Island. But I'm like, God just put on my heart to take the leap of faith, and that this is the best thing for me. And I have no regrets. Like I said, I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in. So.
Well, as you said, you're an East Coast guy from Norwich. You played at Norwich Free Academy under Jason Bakulis, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yes, sir.
What did Coach Bakulis teach you about football?
He really taught me how to be a man outside of football, and the importance of grades, the importance of being a father one day, and just being the best man I could. He was a great example for me, and he never gave up on me. And I'm hoping that hopefully he's watching. If he's not, I'm gonna send him this clip and let him know that I'm very thankful for him.
Well, he'd love to hear that, I'm sure. You really an all-state basketball player?
Yes, sir.
We got to get a one-on-one challenge with George over here. He was talking about that. He said he wants to get out there and get you on the floor.
Oh, no, he don't want that work.
He's going to post up on you, I think. He's got a couple inches on you there.
No, he do, but I'm a true point guard. No.
All right. But, again, did you have offers to play college basketball at all?
Yes, sir.
So let's go back and talk about that process of deciding between basketball and football in the next step.
So my pops, he's a testament to this. There was one day I had summer league basketball game, just a summer league basketball game, and then we had a camp for a team in Connecticut called Central Connecticut, and I had to choose out of the two. I chose football. So that was just like a turning point for me that summer of my senior year, where I thought that football was, my calling. So,
yeah, and over the last couple of weeks, the things that we talked about was consistency. Wanting to be consistent in all three phases of the game, and we're getting there. We're hitting a nice stride at the right time, and with this opponent coming in this week, you're going to have to play a complete football game.
Well, talk about hitting their stride. They were kind of a surprising 1-3 to start the season, but Saginaw has ripped off 4 straight wins, none more impressively than going into Allendale and beating Grand Valley State at Grand Valley 20-19 2 weeks ago. Raised a lot of eyebrows across the GLIAC with that win.
That was a huge win. That was a huge win for that program, and there's a natural rivalry there in the Battle of the Valleys, and they took care of business. They came out there, they were extremely physical, and they played hard and they played fast, and it was just a good old GLIAC solid football game. And it was one of those deals where things bounced their way late, and to their credit, that's what happens when you play hard.
When you prepare for Saginaw Valley, you got to prepare for a young man, the quarterback who played his high school football about 3-minute drive from where we sit right here in Caledonia. Mason McKenzie, not only he's thrown for almost 1,500 yards, he's also their leading rusher at 733 yards on the ground. Dual threat quarterbacks are the toughest to prepare for, are they not?
Their offensive line does not get the credit it deserves. That offensive line has done a tremendous job of giving those opportunities for their skilled guys to make plays. And, when you have someone, as electric as, they have in their backfield, when that line is on point it gives that young man an opportunity to make big plays. And, not enough credit goes to what those guys are doing up front because, they're some big boys. They're physical. Our D-line's going to have to play the best game that they've played all year because that offensive line is very special.
All right, we've had really great weather throughout almost this entire season. It's going to get colder now, last few weeks of the year. Do you change your game plan much based on colder weather as opposed to what we've had up until this point?
One of the things that I've always talked about was you need to be able to run the football, okay? You need to be able to run the football, and we've been pretty solid, in running the football. And Cephas, he has 15 touchdowns. His yards per carry is pretty significant, so we have a pretty good handle of the run game. And our offensive line, they're going to have their hands full with this defensive line we're going against. The defensive line we're going against, did a great job against, Grand Valley. And that, juggernaut of an offense that Grand Valley has. So both sides of the ball for us, we're going to have to play, at a different level because this team that we're getting ready to face, they're arguably, in this region, one of the better offensive and defensive line units.
All right, so again, we talked a little bit about the special teams coming on. That probably, as you said, will be a big factor in this game Saturday for both teams. It's
going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And, from penalties to special teams to protecting the passers, this is going to be a true chess match. It's not checkers. It's going to be a chess match. And, the teams that take care of the football and limit, the mistakes, those are going to be the ones that can come out victorious.